Hello everybody, GamerZ here, back with another rebuttal video. And this time I'm going back at Blunty because he said some other weird shit. And I think it's intense bullshit. So I'm gonna go back over it. Basically he says that you, right now, you the viewer, are acting like a shithead and you are a shitty person because you play on PC. Practically anybody that I guess boasts about their PC when really the reality is that they just say their specs. They just, say, hey, we're on PC, we're enjoying these benefits. Because, if we don't do that, then nobody's gonna come to PC. Just bear that in mind when you watch this video. I am, of course, not in the favor of dissing people for playing on console. And I always want to make it incredibly clear that I'm not going to argue preference. If someone acknowledges the objective benefits of PC and they still prefer to play on console, I cannot stop that. So, with that said and me disclaiming harassment, let's get on with Blunty's bullshit video.
Hello again, I am Blunty and this is an open letter to PC gamers.
See, even your TLDR is demeaning.
Dear PC gamers, why are such a great number of you complete clattering shit stains on the hotel sheets of life?
So not only did he try to call you a troll, or a harasser, or just a simple bully on the internet, he called you a shit stain on life itself and in general. Just keep that in mind while you watch this video. Someone who just literally called you a shit stain on life is now making a point as to why. But, of course, I don't condone harassment, but of course that doesn't make you a shit stain on life.
Why is it that every single console gaming related blog, news post, news story or YouTube video I come across, I will unerringly, inevitably find many of your number spewing forth your pathetic, embittered claims of being superior?
I've said this before and I'll say it again, we as PC gamers, at least the logical, reasonable, not butthurt PC gamers, believe that we are not superior in terms of a moral, ethical, just humane level than console gamers. We are all human, and we have equal values, we are all different, and we're worth the same. Now, wishy-washy speech aside, we are not better people, we are not better humans. We just have better toys. We just have a better gaming platform. And we acknowledge that. And not acknowledging that in making it a personal level is ridiculous. We're just trying to get people on the PC, and not like forcefully or anything. We're just opening people's eyes to the benefits of the PC so the PC gets more noticed and can make more revenue for game developers, especially game developers such as Ubisoft or EA or other big companies, and so we can get some money rolling, right? And we want to try to keep a string on Sony and Microsoft and keep them from destroying the gaming communities.
What are you even doing there? Your statements have made it pretty clear that you're a PC gamer, you're part of the PC gaming master race, and you've no interest in console gaming, the plebs.
This is simply not true. Just because we're on the PC doesn't mean we don't care about consoles. In fact, we do our best to keep on top of the news that consoles are doing, right? That way we can stay educated, so we can stay informed, so that way we can make sure, double check that our reasons for why PC is better is still applicable. Alright? We wouldn't be saying, haha, we have free online if tomorrow they just suddenly gave free online, right? That wouldn't be a benefit anymore. So yes, we stay on top of console news just to be educated. But I could say the same thing about console players. They don't pay any attention to PC news. They don't open their minds about anything on PC, so that makes them uneducated. And so whenever they try to argue anything about anything on PC, then it makes them sound stupid because they don't have any clue as to the benefits of PC, and they just try to do their own little research, which I haven't seen yet.
Never mind that the term PC Gaming Master Race was originally coined by Ben Croshaw, also known as Yahtzee, or just the zero punctuation guy.
Oh, I take that back. I finally found someone who did a little bit of research. Yes, it's satirical. It's funny. It's a joke. It's a gag. It's a running gag. There's so much wrong with this statement here. Like, the fact that you keep going on and on and on about how the PC Master Race is something, I guess, to take seriously. It's not. You said it here yourself. It's not something to take seriously. And we, as the logical PC Gaming Master Race, it's not about being better than console gamers. It's, first of all, we have better platforms. That's the point. And the second thing is we promote pro-consumerism. That's the point of the PC Master Race. We're not here to start stomping on people's ethnicities or morals or preferences or anything like that. At least, not the good apples. And I don't mean to say that like a no true Scotsman fallacy thing, as like, oh, well, no true PC gamer would ever do this, because there are some PC gamers that do harass other console gamers, and that's just not right, and I make that clear every single time. But people like me, the majority of the PC Gaming Master Race, is about pro-consumerism, which means that they believe in the choices. They believe in having people make their own choices, which means they respect your values and they respect your preferences if you do choose to play on console despite the advantages of PC. So, continuing your statement, the PC Master Race was coined because
as a way to mock and deride your pathetic self-important attitudes.
No, Blunty. You've got it all wrong. See, Yahtzee from the Zero Punctuation Gaming channel coined the term Glorious PC Gaming Master Race to mock the consoles for their known nature of holding back the PC. Devs know this, you know this, I know this, we all know this, such as Watch Dogs 2. Look, not Watch Dogs 2, Watch Dogs 1, maybe Watch Dogs 2, I haven't played it yet. But Watch Dogs, in terms of graphics, was held back completely and doesn't look anything like the E3 trailer because Sony didn't want Watch Dogs looking as trash as it is, so they made them tone down the graphics on PC as well. Another thing is that they promote bad business practices such as pre-ordering and DLCs and just microtransactions up the asshole. And let me put it into context for you. The way he said it was like this. And I'm not sure if The Witcher 3 is still an exclusive or not on the PC, but it might be. But this is the way he said it. He said it like, The Witcher 3 is an exclusive PC game, so the console peasants don't ruin it for the glorious PC Gaming Master Race. That's how he said it. And as you can tell, this obviously mocks the console's nature of ruining PC games because of their nature of restrictedness, because of the monopolist overlords at Microsony, because of the fanboys, because of the low graphics and the low frame rate. And God, please, like, just no. But, of course, that doesn't mean that I want to keep Witcher 3 away from them. Of course, exclusives are a terrible thing. But, in my experience, Witcher 3 would not be able to run as it does on the console. And that's why he said it. He did not say it to mock the PC Gaming Master Race. He said it to mock the consoles. Not the console players, but the consoles.
That's right, morons. You've claimed as a badge of honor a phrase that was custom built to ridicule you for that exact same attitude, you colossal billix.
Okay, fair enough. You want to provide some evidence for that? You want to provide some context? You want to provide a reason why you think that way? Because all it seems to me is that you're misinterpreting his quote.
And yet, there you are, always and without fail. Anywhere console gaming is being discussed, you storm in, uninvited.
Anytime someone spits some bullshit about the PC, that's when you invite us.
And unwelcome.
What, you don't welcome education? You don't welcome research, facts, statistics, data, logic? I mean, wow, you must be really close-minded then.
Shouting without any reason or provocation about your self-proclaimed supremacy that the so-called true gamers game on PCs.
Alright, and I'm not going to assume the background that you come from when you say things like this, but what I want you to know is that the PC Master Race, the PC gaming community, that's not what we are full of. There are only a certain select few people that do that. And I can prove it to you, I just need statistics. And so do you, by the way.
You'll rabbit on about resolutions and frame rates and that you can build a more powerful gaming rig for less money than a typical console costs.
Which is true. Why are you trying to make this seem bad?
And by that fact alone, somehow you then draw a line of logic directly to the point of what? That makes it more fun to play games on?
What, you don't consider constant 60 FPS 1080p plus fun to play on? You would rather have your fun on your 30 FPS 720p weak sauce console? Also, do you enjoy paying for online? Do you enjoy paying for something you shouldn't have to pay for? Do you enjoy holding games from other platforms, such as exclusives? Really? You enjoy this stuff? This is fun to you? Because on the PC Gaming Master Race members will shun you if you do something like that shit.
Almost logic.
Okay, how can building a console-priced PC that can meet up to standards with or outdo the console that you're playing at, with all the advantages of mouse and keyboard support, of free online, more genres of games to play, cheaper games, free online, I said that twice, but just to drive the point home, multiple choices, modding capability, we've got multimedia use, editing videos, doing stuff like that, more social features, because there's many different social platforms on PC, and we've got the ability to use whatever hardware we want. We can upgrade at any time we choose, and it's optional. We can do whatever we want on the PC. How is that not fun? How is that not enjoyable? And how is that logic, as you say with quotation marks?
Why do you even care that other people make different hardware choices than you have?
The reason we care so much is not because we want to pick on people for having a different preference, because preference takes precedence, even if you acknowledge the fact that PC is superior. But the thing is, the problem comes when people lie, misrepresent, or spread misinformation about the PC or the PC gaming community. That's where we have a problem. We can't just let that slide, otherwise people are just going to start believing it, and assholes like you are just going to get away with it, and get people on your shitty weak sauce console. That's why we provide evidence, we provide facts, we provide statistics. We have facts on our side to back up what we say. We have better advantages, and if we don't say anything about these advantages, or we don't defend our platform, then people are not going to realize that this is an adequate gaming platform. And it's a movement to get people on PC, or at least just to make them recognize that PC has advantages the console couldn't hope to dream of. Maybe the console was superior 5 years ago, but that's not the case now.
When it comes to playing video games, why are you so incensed by people having choices?
Blunty, answer me this. Did you get any sense of irony when you said that? That we're incensed by people having choices? Because that's the entire point of the PC Master Race. Pro-consumerism, pro-choice, pro-freedom. That's the point. And you're dissing us for it. And you're thinking that we don't like people that have choices. That's the whole point, dude. The whole point of this movement is because we want people to have choices. And consoles don't offer choices. It's not that you can't choose console, because everyone has the right to do so. But if you go on console, you have no choice in how you play your games. The only choice you have is which games to play. And even then, your choices aren't quite varietized. That's not a word, but I made it up to make my point. To be funny and to cringe internally.
Why are you so threatened that you go out of your way to hunt down blogs and news forums and YouTube videos completely focused on a side of gaming you claim to have no interest in just so you can storm in and shout at everyone there about how much better you are than they are.
Again, we don't claim that we're better than anyone, we just have better toys. Secondly, we do care about console news. We do care about how consoles are performing. Because the better consoles perform, the better our hardware gets, and the more we can brag about it. Because, well, we're getting better and better and better, and you still have 7 years to wait. And another thing, we're threatened because you people, you peasants, are trying to demoralize the PC gaming master race, the people who play on PC. And these are only a certain select few of bad apples that we have. But so does the console. Console has a fair share of idiots on their platform as well. And you know this more than I do, because obviously you play on console way more than PC, because otherwise you wouldn't be making this fucking video. Anyway, not only do you demoralize the PC gaming community, you also try to lie and misrepresent the PC. You lie about it, you misrepresent it, you spread misinformation. People like you just don't deserve to even talk about PC because you have no clue what it's like to be on PC. And I'll say it again, every time we let something go, every time we let a lie like 60 FPS is worse than 30 FPS. Every time we let something bullshit like that go, then people will look at that and not see a response to it and be like, oh, that must be true. And start believing you fuckheads. You liars. You legitimately spread misinformation and expect us not to respond to it. Because we know more than you do about PC, which makes it all the more questionable why you would even try talking about PC, because you legitimately don't do any research and you don't know anything about anything of PC. So stop being the almighty know-it-all of PC, because you're not.
I mean, come on, how fucking fragile does your ego have to be
Auto-correcting to platform.
to behave like that? How insecure and pathetic are you that the only way you can feel justified in the choices you've made, that you spend so much time and effort trying to be a shithead to anyone who made a different choice?
Alright, how about this? You seem like an egalitarian, so what if I said, oh, I don't know, men don't deserve to be in public places because their testosterone causes them to be more aggressive? I wonder how you would react to that statement. Would you let it go? Or would you feel threatened, or insecure, as you put it, and try to correct that misunderstanding, to correct that misinformation, to correct that lie, and back it up with statistics and facts and logic? But no, of course not. Of course you wouldn't do that. Why? Because you are against people talking back. You are against people responding to bullshit. That's why. That's why you wouldn't respond to that. You would just say, oh, well, you know, everyone has their opinions. Because that opinion would definitely not have any potential harm for the future if left unnoticed. Or just simply unquestioned and unrebutted. Or what if someone said guns are too dangerous, we need to ban them? And nobody had a debate about it. Nobody tried to question it. Nobody tried to debunk it or rebuke it. What if nobody tried to do that? Then guns would be banned because nobody's questioning it. No one's fighting that. In the open marketplace of ideas, you will get shit on if your opinion is garbage or is just a lie, and that's what I mean. We're not here to protect our egos, we're here to protect the future of PC gaming from assholes like you.
About playing video games, for fuck's sake. Video games! It's not serious business, people!
But again, what if something like a real-life issue happened, such as gun control or, I don't know, misogyny or misandry by feminism or whatever? If nobody stepped up to feminism nowadays, guys would not be able to manspread, guys would not be able to mansplain, guys would not be able to do this, that, or the other thing. That's why people try to have heated debates about what's good and what's not good. That's why people rebut ideas. That's why people have differing opinions. That's why people use facts, statistics, and data to back up the bullshit they say. And yes, all opinions are bullshit unless they're backed up. Because subjectivity just cannot beat objectivity. And yes, I just backed up my opinion on that.
I mean, I'm even starting to see PC gamers rave about the upcoming Steam boxes, praising these constructions and their new controllers for the exact same concepts that PC gamers of 18 months ago were flagging as weaknesses of console gaming.
But why are we praising Steam boxes like you did in a future video? Well, it's because it's a PC. It's because it can do things a console cannot. And why do we praise its controllers? Well, back then, 18 months ago, it sounded like a pretty damn good idea. Like, to me, I wouldn't want a Steam controller. I don't want a trackpad. It's just stupid. To me, I just don't get it, and I don't use controllers too much anyway, so I wouldn't really see the point in it, but to each his own, and that's why the PC is so great, is because there's choices.
It's just pathetic internet fan-tart hypocrisy at its absolute finest, and it's ridiculous. I mean, sweet Jesus, people, take a long, hard look at your life.
Well, alright. I have a great family, I have a great life, I go to school and I get good grades, and when I get home, my favorite thing to do is play on PC, because PC is just a great thing for me. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But I can't imagine a future where PC is suddenly stopped developing, alright? I can't see a future where, if this is allowed to continue, I just don't want to see a future of console fanboys like yourself destroying the future of PC, because it is such a great platform that people should not be lying about it. People should not be misrepresenting it, because people who want an unbiased opinion as to whether to get a console or a PC should be looking at the facts and the facts only.
Imagine, just for a second, imagine how much more pleasant and fun you'd be if, instead of burning all this time and energy and arrogant indignation on, I don't know, playing video games instead of whining about them. Or maybe you don't have to play video games, maybe you just spend that time not being a dick to other people.
What? Why is it that so many people like you hate criticism, and then in another term, in another sentence, just instantly call us dicks or shitheads on the internet? And that's not just a select few of us. You're legitimately calling all PC gamers shitheads. This is ridiculous. And see, what bothers me more is people like you don't come on the internet and do their research. They come on and they spit their bullshit opinion and then post it on YouTube. And then they get views, and people watch that, and they don't do their own research. So they take whatever they say, and they run with it, because they're stupid too. So you guys need to do some research, alright? That's all I ask of you guys, is do some research. And if you come up with one reason why console is better than PC, then do your research about it. Don't just pull numbers out of your ass.
You tiresome, sad little game masturbators.
Nobody laughed at that. I can guarantee you nobody laughed at that.
That's a combination of gamer and masturbator, if you see what I'm going for here. I'm trying to indicate...
Yeah, we get it. Game, masturbator, haha, move along.
How much of a wanker you're being about, of all things, video games.
So again, I'll bring this up. If I said right here, right now, guns of all kinds should be banned, you wouldn't bother to rebut me, you wouldn't debate me at all, you'll just let, well, he has his opinion. You wouldn't question it? If I got all my friends, and all of their friends, and all of their friends' friends, and all of their friends' friends' moms, all to come with me and band together and say, we need to ban guns, and nobody stood up for it, nobody stood up against that, then, well, we would ban guns. And you're saying to me that you wouldn't rebut that, you wouldn't debate it. Everyone has their opinions, but opinions can change the world, you know. Opinions can change the way people look at things, especially if they're not being questioned. Well, people like you just can't take criticism. And that's the problem here, not us.
I've been gaming for 3 decades now, since I was 5, and...
Not on a PC, you weren't.
I don't remember this idiotic PC gamer arrogance from most of gaming's history, either from the times I've been predominantly console-focused, or the other times when I've leaned more heavily towards PC gaming. Yes, I've been both. Shocking, I know!
It actually is, because you think all PC gamers are how you think they are. And why haven't you heard a lot of people debating about PC versus console back in your day, as you so call it? Well, maybe it's because PC back in your day wasn't as good as it is today. Alright? Like, gateway computers, I still remember those big ass things. They could barely run Unreal Tournament. Alright? They had really bad graphics and could barely run that. But nowadays, we could be running at 4K 30 FPS, 4K 60 FPS, we could be running at 1080p 60 all games, 1080p 60 plus frames. We could be running at so much better quality with so much better graphics than a console can ever do it now. Like, it's ridiculous. And of course you didn't hear it back in your day, because nobody said it. Because if you were to say it when you were 5, then you would be stupid. You would be laughed out the door. Like, hell no, I'm not getting a wacky-ass computer to play games. That's what a console's for. But nowadays, PC is being looked at now as a gaming platform. And I guess that bugs you somehow. But it's being looked at as a gaming platform now. So, whatever you thought back then doesn't matter.
Maybe it's rose-coloured glasses, maybe gamers of my generation were just wiser, smarter, better.
Or maybe, back then, back in your generation, you had nothing to brag about on PC, because PC back in the day was quite garbage. But nowadays, when your argument is now invalid, people are trying to defend the PC because the PC turned into such a great gaming platform that it's so much better than consoles now. And it's such a great option for people who want freedom, for people who want free multiplayer.
Maybe it's just the internet in general and its repulsive keyboard warrior culture of smack-talking pussies that has grown within it, which has turned all discussions of pretty much anything into pointless, childish shouting matches.
Oh, and of course you don't consider yourself a shit-talking pussy because you're making a video debunking and calling everybody else on PC shitheads, and you're not backing your shit up. You're not backing it up. You don't have the gumption to provide data for your shit. And whenever you get criticized, you're just going to say, oh, they were trolling. And I've looked through your comment section. Yes, that is how you reacted. They're trolling. Ridiculous. Grow the fuck up. Take some criticism.
Now, I see the value in PC gaming. Certain control types are just better with a keyboard and mouse. Steam sales often produce amazing value, which makes many gamers very happy, and all of the crap PC gamers like to wave about. Yes, I know, I understand it, but
uh-oh, he mooned me.
This behaviour, this obnoxious douchebaggery of bursting into a room,
metaphorically, I hope,
and screaming at everyone there about how fucking superior you are, is just sad.
No, what's sad is you don't fucking get the point. You don't get that when you talk shit on the internet, you need to be able to prepare for criticism, because that's what you're gonna get. Because anytime you say something stupid on the internet, like 30 frames per second is more cinematic than 60, you will get shit on. And that's not the PC gaming community's fault. It's your fault for getting on the internet and blabbing your fucking gob.
You see that, don't you?
No, what I see is a fucker in front of a webcam bitching about how the console community is so much better than the PC community when you know that's not true, and you're overlooking the fact that you're getting criticized and not attacked. Nobody's claiming that they're superior, alright? That doesn't happen for the most part on PC. As PC gamers, we are pro-choice. You don't get that yet, and for some reason you don't want to accept it, and when people tell you it, then you just tell them, oh, you're trolling, because that's what fuckers like you do.
You gotta cut it out, guys. It's pointless. You'll never change anyone's mind by acting like that for a start. You'll never even open up any meaningful type of discussion of any worth at all. All you do is light up a big neon sign above your head that says, I am an insecure and pathetic child. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
This is the most ignorant fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. So, let's bring this to a personal level, and not ad hominem personal. Just something familiar. What if I told you, as you are an obvious console fanboy, what if I told you that Microsoft, just happened to, I don't know, set the bar lower to 10 FPS, unplayable FPS, and the pixels are 10 times more than what they used to be, meaning they lowered the resolution. And what if I told you that because you told me you're wrong, because you told me that I'm wrong, that I just said, oh, you're fucking trolling, and I ban you from my channel because you're just a trolling little idiot. That's how we feel right now. We're being abused by cocksuckers like you who think that because you're being criticized, that means we are shitheads, not you, not the lying scumbags like you. And I apologize for all of these name-calling. I really shouldn't be doing this, and I don't do this often. And I truly, sincerely apologize for this. But I want to provide a point that it's not all about being superior, and we're not acting like we're superior. We have better toys. That is what I'm trying to get across to him, and he obviously still doesn't get it. It's ridiculous, and I cannot believe I'm making a video about this guy. This is the most bullshit thing I've heard on the internet of all time. Theristorm, his lies were, whatever. But this is ridiculous. I mean, you are basically saying that any criticism anybody ever gets is attack, right? It's an attack on the person, and they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be calling out lies. They shouldn't be doing this, that, or the other thing. And you didn't do any of your research. You didn't provide any facts as to how many PC gamers actually bully and harass other people. Because that's what you're saying, is basically a majority of the PC gaming mass race just bullies other people, which is wrong, because we don't just do that. You have to say something stupid for us to even consider bullying you. And we're not bullying you, we're criticizing you, and that's the point.
And even if you think you're only doing it to troll,
which really nobody does other than console fanboys that want to troll the PC.
No, dude, trolling isn't the same as being a douche hat. There's no value or intelligence or skill in what you're doing. You're only acting like a jerk-off.
So, you're telling me that, basically, it's totally fine for you to spout your gob juice everywhere and lie about the PC and not do any research about what the fuck you're talking about. And then the second someone comes up and educates you about the shit that you're spewing, that it's suddenly an attack. It's not just criticism, it's an attack, it's bullying, it's being a jerk-off. We're educating you, fool.
And acting like a jerk-off is not difficult. It's not something to be proud of, no matter how you try and frame your trolling attempts. And actually, come to think of it, this rant in its majority can apply almost unchanged to Android fantards.
Wow. Wow, you didn't mention yourself doing the same damn thing you're doing. You're calling us names, you're calling us shitheads, you're calling us dicks, you're calling us trolls, and you're not acknowledging the fact that you're doing exactly what you think we're doing. But the thing is, we're educating. Our intent is to educate people. Your intent is just to shit talk.
Who do the same thing. They storm around hunting down iPhone and iPad related posts and videos to do the exact same thing. It's pathetic.
Again, what's pathetic here is you not knowing what you're talking about.
Or vegans, for that matter.
Okay, everybody but yourself, pretty much. Really? I mean, come on. Does anybody else other than me sense the irony of this kid blabbing into a microphone, ranting about how PC gamers, you and I, anybody that calls bullshit on what needs to be called bullshit, you and I, and especially me, we are shitheads, we are dickheads, we are this, we are that, we are the other thing. And then he's just like, well, vegans do the same thing, and androids do the same thing, and whatever. And he's doing the same goddamn thing that he thinks we are doing. This is ridiculous. I don't know how he doesn't hear the words he says and just think, maybe that applies to me too. Because he's naming everyone else other than himself. Who it should go to, by the way.
Those annoying cunts can't wait to play a game of nonsensical, self-satisfied moral superiority also.
What about you, Blunty? What does your ad hominem ass need to say about this shit? You're legitimately attacking, and this, by the way, is attacking other people based on the platform they play on, and generalizing everyone on the PC as this one group that hates on other people, when we don't. That is not the point. What you're doing is, oh, that's totally okay.
You're all a bunch of no-life dickheads. Get a life, get some perspective, get some calm. Just enjoy the thing you like enjoying without trying to tear down things that other people enjoy.
So, would ripping apart, oh, I don't know, PCs be something that we enjoy? Would that count? Would console players not knowing what they're talking about, ripping apart the PC as a platform and as a community in general, and spreading lies, misinformation about it, and misrepresenting it, and just demonizing it, and doing all this, that's just an opinion, right? That's not wrong. That's not an attack. But as soon as we try to correct that, suddenly it becomes an attack. Suddenly it's trolling. Suddenly it's this. Suddenly it's just something you don't like. Criticism equals something you don't like. Criticism equals it should be stopped, right? That's what I'm talking about here. And what you don't seem to realize is you're doing the same thing. And any criticism you get is, oh, that's just trolling.
You see what I'm saying here? It's very, very simple in concept.
And yet you still don't get to hear yourself blabbing your mouth about the PC gaming master race and ripping it apart, as you do exactly that in this video. And you legitimately 2 seconds ago just said, I don't know, you shouldn't, like, rip things apart, people that like it, whatever. Yeah, that's what you're doing right now. And that's what a lot of console peasants are doing right now as well.
And I know I'm fighting a losing battle trying to get people not to act like dickheads
Like you?
behind their keyboards and such, but
Like you behind a camera? Oh, that makes it okay. Sorry, continue.
every now and again it just builds up to a point where I have to expel this frustration.
Oh, so it's okay when you're frustrated about your problems, but whenever we are frustrated about something and we try to challenge it, then it's attacks, then it's just something that we shouldn't do? Grow up.
With internet culture and its idiocracy, its pointlessness, its drive to be the biggest, loudest jerk off possible.
Again, like you?
And, the biggest, loudest jerk off doesn't win anything.
Oh, yeah, he must be talking about himself then.
You can just, well, that guy likes something that I chose not to invest my time and energy in.
Oh, that guy said that 30 FPS is more cinematic than 60 FPS, and therefore the 60 FPS argument is invalid. Oh, well, I guess he has his point, I guess. I shouldn't really mess around with his opinion, because he chose to say it, and he chose to be on a console. That's totally fine, because preference is precedence, and, because I wouldn't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
It's fine. That can't possibly hurt me in any way. Maybe I won't go over there and scream at him and call him names.
Like dickhead, or shithead, or troll. And yes, it could hurt the PC gaming community, because lies that are not challenged can hurt us in ways that you obviously can't see.
Maybe I'll try being not a dick.
Good advice. Now practice what you preach.
Thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and we'll catch you next time. Just play video games on whatever machine you like to play video games on.
Yeah, and make sure that whatever happens, and if someone tries to say that 30 FPS is more cinematic, or keyboard and mouse is a shitty method of input without backing it up, oh, that's just an opinion. We need to leave that alone, because, again, we wouldn't want to hurt anybody's fifis for being wrong. I mean, goddamn, listen to yourself, dude. That's the end of the video, and I'm gonna not go on a rant this time, because I've said all I needed to say. But I do really want to sincerely apologize for all the ad hominems that I've spouted out throughout this entire video, all the profanity I've used, all the vulgarity I've used, and etc. It's just, he was the way he talks and the way he groups people together like that and generalizes based on simple, just small amounts of bad apples, that's just annoying to me. And it's worse because as a person that makes a rebuttal video and just makes rebuttal videos for fun, because I don't want to see the PC gaming platform die. I don't want to see it die because of some idiot console peasant that wants to shield himself from criticism and block comments and do this and do that and not have any response to it because, you know, he knows he's wrong or he doesn't, which is worse, and then nobody questions it and all this other stuff, and then eventually PC's gonna die. This is why not a lot of people are on PCs, is because a lot of console gamers are like, PC gaming's too complicated. Using a mouse and keyboard isn't for gaming. There's no such thing as an optimized PC port. All PC games are garbage. There's no exclusives on PC. Like that matters! There's nothing on PC that's more whatever than the console, etc. The point is, I just hate when people try to censor content. When people hate criticism, when people try to thumbs down on criticism and shit. It's ridiculous. And I feel like the road I'm coming down is I don't want things to not be questioned, because that is such a stupid road to come from. Alright? Like, you people watching this, and I want to end this video on a positive note. You, the people watching this, I want you all to feel welcome to disprove anything a console peasant might say. If you disagree with something, don't feel like you're being a jerk-off or a dickhead or a shit-face or whatever when you correct them. Be sure, of course, not to use ad hominems, and I'll get to my apology later. But don't, you know, just disapprove them, right? Disprove them, disagree, feel free to do that. People like Blunty, they don't like criticism. They don't like it when people talk back to them. And I feel like that is just so irritating. Now, to my apology. I sincerely apologize, and since Blunty's never going to apologize for the shit he said, I do apologize for swearing a lot more than I usually do. I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Next time, I'll try not to use as many ad hominems. In fact, I'll try to keep that shit at a bare minimum of a 1 or 2 maybe. But the way he was talking, the way he generalized the PC community, and because I am a YouTuber who makes rebuttal videos on console peasant quotes and whatever, he was talking to me, and he was talking to fellow YouTubers that I talk to all the time. And I feel like it's not my duty to do so, but I feel like I have the right to stand up for myself, and I have the right to stand up for these other YouTubers. So, with that, thank you very much for watching. If this offended you, then whatever. But basically, just feel free to question opinions. Feel free to just do you. Just don't let people like Blunty stop you from having an opinion, because that's what he's trying to do. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been a long one, and it's been a tough one, and it's been a triggered one. But there you go. The last thing I want to say is just goodbye, because I don't want to get off on another rant. And hopefully I don't have to do another video on this Blunty character, because I just get too mad. I get too triggered about it. So, goodbye, adios, sayonara, das vidanya, click out, just do it, just click it, just click the X button. Turn off your computer. Okay, I'm kidding. Alright, but gamers, game on. I'm ending the video at 3, 2, cringe, 0.